The deals are there though. We're seeing things off 20%, 30%, even 60% some things. So they're clearly pushing out deals. I think people will shop. They'll eventually come to it, but they have more time.
I don't know, Poonam. Remind us all of this whole Prime Day concept here. I mean, it's July. I'm thinking about, am I doing hamburgers or hot dogs tonight? I mean, on the grill. What is this whole Prime Day thing?
Yeah, so Prime Day is essentially another sales event, right? It's in the middle of the year, it's ahead of Black Friday. It's to stimulate those summer purchases, back to school, the second largest season for shopping following holiday. It's really to just get people to spend, get inventory out of the way, right? Excess inventory, clear house, sell more. It's another sales event, and it's not just Amazon that kind of does this now, it's everyone, right? Walmart has its sales around this event, Target has sales and so many others.
And is this more along the line? Yes, they want to gain subscribers, but is this also a way for them to get more advertisers by kind of extending this out to 4 days?
Yeah, absolutely. So you said it just right. So there's really two main benefits for Prime Day outside of the sales that they generate. One is the subscribers. In fact, we ran a survey a, a little over a few weeks ago, which said, who is going to shop for Prime Day or sign up? And Gen Zs and millennials, more than half of them said that they're going to get the Prime subscription and keep it. So a great draw for the younger shoppers. And outside of that, yes, you're also right that, it's a day when people want to spend, and it's really going to target those that want deals.
This is tariff week. We've kind of defined it here this week. We're just talking about tariffs, it seems, since they got the tax and spending bill done last week. Markets focusing on tariffs. Remind us, Poonam, how you think this is going to play out for consumers. Everybody's trying to get a sense of, all right, if tariffs are going up, whether it's 10%, 20%, whatever the number is, how's that going to be kind of passed along throughout the retail food chain? Is it going to trickle down to the consumers? Based upon your conversations with your companies, how do you think that's going to work?
I think it has to trickle down to the consumers. If you think about retail margins, just operating margins, they're in the single digits, right? So as soon as you even put a 10% increase in costs, retailers are going to start losing more money. And now you're talking 20%, right? The rumors or what we hear so far, they're not signed, but in play is 20% for Vietnam, 25% for South Korea, etc. So they're higher, they're twice or more than that of the paused rates. I'll give you an example. Nike, in its last quarter's earnings call, said that tariffs are going to cost them $1 billion more. That is at the 10% rate. If we move Vietnam to 20%, which is where a lot of the shoes are made, that could mean almost doubling that increase in costs. And there's no way they can absorb that. They will have to pass it to the consumer.
So keeping that in mind, all that said, does that mean that fewer companies are going to be offering deals? Am I going to be able to get the same deals that I usually get on Amazon Prime, or are some of their brands kind of pulling back?
I think you'll get deals. And then here's the reason why you'll still see deals at the bigger retailers and why scale matters. Remember, Amazon has three businesses: the retail business, the cloud business, and the advertising business. Where does it make all its money? On the advertising business and the cloud business. So could you argue that they can use those businesses for the time being to compensate, to offer lower prices on the retail side? Absolutely. And they will do that. Walmart, when we heard about tariffs, also said that they're not passing the prices to the consumer. They're going to absorb it. Here's where scale kicks in. You can bargain for lower prices. You have more power. You have more buying power against your suppliers too.
Back when my kids were younger, we'd go to birthday parties like 15 times a week, it seemed like. Buying toys at Target or Walmart was probably the smarter thing to do, but we went to the local toy store in town to, take care of them. Those people are going to get screwed, aren't they? Those
Yeah,
smaller retailers?
absolutely. It is going to be much harder for the local retailers because one, they don't have scale, and two, when prices go up by 20% or 10% even, the consumer notices and then they start to find alternatives and seek alternatives. I think there will be a settling ground, right? Everyone's going to have to readjust to higher prices, and then you'll start to see discounts kick in again and so forth. But for now, when retailers go into the second half, pushing up higher prices, if we do get these higher tariffs, it is going to be a sticker shock for many consumers.